Are we live?
Close enough. Close enough.
Or are we Memorex?
I bet most people,
Do what?
every time you make that reference, I'm going to guess most people don't know what the hell you're talking about. Is it live or is it Memorex?
Probably
Remember
not,
that?
because it was a commercial from the 80s, and a lot of these people weren't alive back then.
Yeah, somebody in this room was barely alive, barely born by that time.
Glorinetta, how are you? D.
Yeah, I remember at Columbia College, we did a radio thing. We had to redo a commercial. And they decided to do that commercial. They wanted me to do the announcement. Like, is it live or is it Memorex?
You know, my favorite one was this a kid, and he was, I don't know, like 15, 16 years old, and he had like a really piece of crap tape recorder.
Hey, everybody.
And he opens up this tape. He finds this tape, and he opens it up, and he sticks it into the tape recorder, and he closes it all soft and nonchalant like, and hits play, and then he's blown across the fucking room.
Yeah. And that was a commercial for. Was that a Memorex commercial?
It was a Memorex commercial.
Because somebody else had a commercial like that. I can't remember if it was. Oh man, remember the guy sitting on a sofa chair? Mm-hmm. He's got headphones on, and he's being blown away. This wind is like from the speakers blowing him back.
I think that was a Memorex commercial too. They had several different ones.
I remember the one with I think it was Ella Fitzgerald, where she's belting out a high note, and then the glass breaks.
I don't remember
But it could have been a recording. Was it her live or was it the recording? That's why they said, is it live or is it Memorex? Yeah. And Memorex was a brand of cassette tape.
It was supposed to be the best, but it really wasn't the best.
No, it wasn't. In fact, no tapes were good.
Yeah, they wanted you to believe it was the best, though, didn't they?
Yeah, that's for sure. Good evening, everyone.
Just good evening.
Hello?
Hello, can you go? See, I put my American flag up because it's like, voting season. So it's like our patriotic duty to vote and get rid of some of these Democrats.
Yep.
But remember,
now's the time.
But remember, President Biden's like, democracy is at stake. Yes, it is. The democracy a better democracy is right around the corner.
Hey, Rhonda, Cheryl, Glornett. I'm not monetizing. Kelly, legend broke
Are you
Patricia.
Sure you're not monetizing? I mean, are you really sure? Oh my God, I so remember 8-track tapes. I had this Cube 8-track player. I bought it at a garage sale for like $10, and it was red. And it was just this big old red square. And you stick a tape in. And 8-tracks was the best. I mean, they were even far superior than cassette tapes, because you could hit a button and it would skip to the next song. Where cassette tapes, they didn't have that.
See, I came in other words, I was born way at the tail end of 8-track tapes.
Oh, 8-tracks were phenomenal.
And I remember my cousin, I went to Joliet with my cousin, and we were in her little Chevette. She had an 8-track player in there.
I had a Chevy Chevette.
And she gave me my first 8-track ever, which was the Grease soundtrack.
Oh, sweet Jesus. And you hate musicals.
I think that's why I hate music. Because that thing was played out for like 3 months, 24/7.
You're the one that I want. You're the one that I want.
Yeah. Listening to Hopelessly Devoted, in love with Olivia Newton-John. May she rest in peace. Lovely woman. She was awesome.
Poor Olivia.
Yeah, that's not fair.
She was great. And God, I can't think of the name of the movie where she was a muse. Xanadu.
Oh yeah. One of the only movies she did.
That
I don't know if she did more. Grease and Xanadu.
Xanadu. Those are the only two that I really know that she did. But I know she did like a workout video.
No, the song. Let's Get Physical.
Yeah.
Those were some great songs. She did some good stuff.
Yeah, she did.
But definitely most popular with the movie Grease. And anyway, we've got a episode of the VT Chronicles for you this evening.
Oh, we do?
Yep. And it's going to be a short night. I mean, it's less than an hour video. And I got some stuff to do afterwards. Bam's got to get some pillow talk for himself tonight. And hit the sack.
I do.
Dude, last night I woke up. I was in like a major discomfort. Right around my rib cage area, just under. Not necessarily pain, but more discomfort than anything.
Acid reflux?
Nope, I've had that before. So what do? I pressed just under my rib cage on my right side.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurt. So I start pressing all over. Ooh, it's tender all over the place.
Did you go see the doc?
Because this was at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning.
What, they don't have like a 24/7 like
yeah, but
bank?
They do, but it wasn't pain. It was like a discomfort. I'm like, I was gonna wait till the morning and see what happened. So I go take a couple Tylenol, lay down. I can't get in a comfortable position. Getting in a fetal position, left side, right side, stretching out, and I just nothing worked. So eventually, I fell asleep. I woke up and it was gone. So somebody told me I had. They're like, I know what you had. I was like, what? They're like, you had Ida. You know what Ida is? Ida.
Jaime?
Ida.
You speak English.
Air. I had air inside of me.
Oh, okay.
An air bubble.
Yeah. Gas. I can believe that.
Some kind of gas. But it wasn't, you know when you have gas and you're holding it because you got to blow one? Well, you know what that feels like.
Okay, so just so you know.
So if you're like in a public place and you know you don't want to let one rip and you start to get that discomfort feeling, but that's not what it felt like. This was way up here, upper gastro area. I'm like, she's like, air got in there. I was like, how the hell does air get up there in your body?
So if you don't fart, when you feel the urge, and at a certain age, you just never trust to fart. So, I mean, go to the restroom, sit on the commode, let it rip. Then if it's air, you're good. But if you don't pass this gas, what it does is eventually it goes back up in your system and it sneaks outside of the intestines and it's running around doing all kinds of bad things to you. And it can give you some really nasty breath too.
But I wasn't holding it in. Like yesterday, I was never in a position where I had to, let me hold this. Let me hold it. I can't fart right now.
On my friend. Never,
but that didn't happen, so I don't know where that came from. Like why it's just snuck.
Okay, just wherever thy might be, let thy gas blow free.
I would have, but it does. I don't know. That's why I'm saying it didn't. I never had that situation to come up yesterday where I had to hold it. There was no gas at all. So I don't know where that.
And let me tell you, some of you ladies, y'all can be some raunchy people. Let me tell you. Oh my God, I don't know what y'all eat sometimes, but holy crap oodles. Y'all smell like death sometimes. And y'all talk about us. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Hey, everybody farts.
Felicia! I hope your daughter's is doing better. Her daughter's got a really bad flu or a cold or something.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Is it just a flu? Is it COVID? I hope not.
COVID is no bueno.
That's air. That's how you say air in Spanish. Hey, Bam, there's a Spanish word I want you to say, by the way, but I'll write it for you later, see if you can say it. But we'll get to that later.
Why? Because you know I'm going to fuck it up. So let's just let everybody laugh at me and get it over with now.
No, I'll make sure you get it right. This is not to laugh at you. I promise you that much.
Sure.
Alrighty, let's get to our latest episode of.
You know, when I have the flu, I live off of NyQuil and DayQuil. Oh my God, it makes you feel so much better, and you can get through the day and the night so much better. I live off of that shit. It's like shot of DayQuil, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Damn. Shot of NyQuil at night.
Hey, you know what's better than NyQuil? The nighttime NyQuil, the cough medicine with codeine in it.
Oh, they sell that shit?
No, it's by prescription only.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, but that is so good.
Well, yeah, because it knocks your ass out because of the codeine.
Yeah.
You'll actually sleep through the night.
It's so good. Like, give me a shot of that. Alrighty.
Alrighty, Roo.
Am I ready? Of course not.
I think maybe next weekend I'm going to make bagels from scratch.
Bagels?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. There's our little video.
Where? I don't see it.
I have it. This was from this morning.
So did she yell at me?
You know, I don't know. I haven't seen this yet.
Okay, so is it the first Uvalde or the second Uvalde?
This is the one early in the morning. This is the early morning one. Then she did one in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was at home.
Okay, yeah. This is the one that I dotted her a couple of times.
And if you don't know what that means, what he just said, he told his little minions.
You know how the Indians have
Ben.
that little red dot? I just kind of like dot. Push start. No, just kidding. No. Go ahead, Manny.
Everybody said, no. Vanessa said she told her minions to look out for you, look out for him. If he even puts a dot, then what is she gonna do? She's gonna something. I don't know.
She is gonna drive to Brownsville PD, fill out a restraining order, a no contact order, and she's gonna call my Brownsville school district and turn me in for I don't know. But just let her go ahead and call Brownsville PD, drive her happy ass up there, because second she walks in, that motherfucker, they're gonna go, wait a second, Miss Tijerina, we need to see if we have an arrest warrant for you. Just hold your thought right there, lady.
Oh, that's right. She wants to come to Brownsville to report you to the Brownsville Independent School District and report you for hate speech or for being a hate page or something like that. So
yeah, that's what she wanted to do.
You want to do that?
Let her do it. I don't care. Let her do it.
I dare her to do it. I'm good.
I'm good with it. I don't care.
I'll go to the BISD building and I'll hold the door open for you so you can walk right in. How's that? I'll do that.
Hey,
don't worry,
Shanae.
Bam. Don't worry, Bam. I'll protect you.
I've said it once before. Class cannot compete with trash, or trash cannot compete with class. That's what it was. Yes.
What's up, Split? Hey, Nadia.
Split personality, patty cakes, baker's man. Make me a cake the best that you can.
That's right. She's gonna go to the BISD and report you.
That's fine. Okay. I'll get in touch with my union rep, and we'll have it all ironed out before she gets there.
There you go. All right, everybody ready?
Do it.
Let's begin this.
My toe has a headache.
First half of this basketball game. It's this is longer than I thought. What the hell?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
No, hour 25.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that.
So we're gonna skip through some of this. We'll try to save the good parts and get rid of the not so good parts.
Okay.
Ready? And here we go.
Here we go. Hi, Annie.
Annie Hall.
Looks like she's wearing a NASA sweatshirt.
Yeah, we'll skip through this. We're not going to watch the whole thing. You know, I should always skip through the first 2 minutes almost every single time. That's bad lighting. It's creating a shadow. You need it in front, not on the side over here. I don't even have my lights on. I didn't realize it. I have a light on, but not the light.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wasn't even going to get dressed or even get ready before I did this.
It's obvious.
I just had to make the live video right away because it's that important. I didn't want to wait.
Uh-oh. By the way, I forgot. Here we go. Bam, you want to read this for us, please?
Under the fair use doctrine of the U.S. copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism. Oh, I like that one. Criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. I don't know, whatever the fuck that word is.
Scholarly reports. Very well. You did that very nicely. Very nice. Not that I have to do that.
But to appease a certain Vanessa.
Yeah. And if she doesn't get appeased, well, then sorry, but that's how it is. All right, let us continue.
This video is about Uvalde. It's about Uvalde.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this.
I could have waited. I could have gotten all dressed up. I could have done this in another way. But attention needs to really be put on the issue.
Do you know how many videos she started? This is about Uvalde. And they haven't been?
You hear this with me right now.
Yes, I do know.
This is the 911 call.
About 900,000 of them.
If you are not aware, on May 24th of 2022,
here we go, getting all virtuous. Come on.
Shut the front door.
A gunman was able to access the inside of a school, Robb Elementary, in Uvalde, the city of Uvalde, in Uvalde County. He was able to go in there. The perimeter fence was easily breached. The door, although closed by a teacher when she was made aware, was still broken in the locking
One would
mechanism.
wonder, Kate. People make a lot of funky faces when they do that.
To coincidentally, two adjoining rooms, 111 and 112, one of which whose door was known to not lock. This was common knowledge.
It's common knowledge.
Throughout these months, especially in the very, very beginning, a lot of people recognized immediately what the police had done wrong. But a whole lot of other people were making apologies.
So this is one of those things. I'm not going to pause the video. I'm just going to lower the volume and talk over it in an effort to save some time.
That'll work.
But this is a case where I would want to skip through some of this. And this is not to disrespect what happened at Uvalde May 24th. Nothing of the like. But it's more because we've already heard what she has to say about it. We already heard what her thoughts and her opinions are. And so if I skip forward, it's not because I don't care what happened, but it's because we've heard this all before already. From her.
Right.
It didn't lose the child. Opposing and vilifying the parents and the ones that are supporting the parents and the victims. Now, I don't know, because it exists, I know, because I can admit that about the region where I'm from, which is the Rio Grande Valley. I don't know if it's the backwoods mentality.
And you know what?
I don't know if it's the cognitive understanding.
I'll let her finish.
Of these people doing this, to these activists, to these people that are supporting these parents and victims. I don't know exactly what it is. If it is their lack of empathy, if it's their hate, if it's a level of racism or ethnicism, whatever you want to call it, it's an issue. It's an issue. I don't understand how they can still just put the blame only on the shooter. There was one criminal at Robb Elementary in rooms 111 and 112 that day. There were 19 criminals in the hallway.
Damn. You believe she said that crap?
And I tell you that because
she said it.
She's talking about all the PD, police, and law enforcement that was out in the hallway.
19 criminals because they didn't do their job, she says.
Not try to intervene, not check to see if the door was even open, locked.
That's because they didn't want to get shot.
Windows, which for 77 minutes they knew was
that is actually their job to get shot.
Why did they know? Because they were fully aware that within those same windows in other classrooms, children were coming out. So if common sense, literally common sense lets a human know that if children are coming out of the same windows of the same building, then that means you can get in. That none of that common sense was implemented.
You know, that's one thing we forgot to add to her list of qualifications.
What's that?
Is a police tactical trainer.
Oh.
The little girl that was a survivor.
Exactly.
We're going to hear it together. And if you want to watch it after this video, just go to the post below this one. I don't give any permission for anybody to share. This is my content. This right here is my content. And I don't give anybody permission, and I have to say that.
And we're just critiquing your content. This is a reaction video, so.
Exactly.
Let's just go ahead and listen to this.
Reaction to you
I
being...
want to remind you, as you're listening, that it's taken just 2 weeks ago. It's taken half a year for the first DPS trooper to be fired, the very first one. And I apologize to the community of Uvalde. As you know from my videos yesterday, it was Raymondville, Texas, Raymondville PD, that groomed that officer in a culture of corruption that is deep within.
So in other words, corruption is why they were all standing out there. They just wanted the kids to die.
Yeah, she's grasping at some fucking straws because and according to her, every cop in the world is corrupt because they're all out to get her.
You know, and for as much as she keeps saying this, I want to keep repeating this. Most, if not all, of those dead. Granted, there were some that were making phone calls. There were 911 calls from a teacher, from a student, even from another gentleman who was shot, but he survived. So perhaps some could have been saved. Yes, this is true. But the majority of those that were executed, all this happened in the first 5 minutes, way before law enforcement arrived, and even into the minute or so that they had arrived on the scene. All this shooting was done already. He was not walking around for an hour and a half shooting people.
According to her, he was.
Once police got there, then he holed himself up in some room and closed the door. And, you know, anybody who went through that door would have been like, you know, shooting, what do they call it? Shooting ducks in a barrel.
Yeah, I thought you weren't going to pause the video. Just lower
I wasn't, but I had to make sure everybody knows that.
No.
A very well-respected journalist who spent a quarter of a decade, 25 years in law enforcement, and has now become a journalist himself, and has admitted that he's always erred on the side of law enforcement during these situations.
That's right, Debbie.
There was only twice where he couldn't, and this is the second one. The first one was with George Floyd.
Jojo Malone.
That Derek Chauvin had no business putting his knee on the neck of George Floyd. And even he admitted it. And he was one of those that was just like the apologist of all police.
Of course he admitted it.
Uvalde was the second time. I got a lot of hate because I understood the policies. To this day, people don't really understand why I understood. Not only have I done home health nursing, but for a large portion of my nursing career, I worked in prisons, which means that I'm very well aware.
Because that explains a lot.
Of post-Columbine active shooter protocol, which is why I knew I knew what they did was wrong. Blatantly wrong. I want to remind you as you listen to this child.
Isn't that
I am so proud of you.
I see that comment. Isn't that a leap backwards? I mean, if you're doing prison nursing in a prison and then you go down, you step down. Is that a step down to go into home health nursing?
No, actually, it pays quite well.
Which one?
Home health nursing.
She did everything.
I thought prison, working at a prison,
and
might
that little child
be like a step up to something bigger and better. I mean, I'm assuming if you want to escalate, go jump.
I would think that the nursing is a step down, or I mean, a prison is a step down. I don't know.
I want you to take note, and I'll pause it if I have to. When you hear them still denying that they don't know that there's victims in there.
Okay, so they're going to play the 911 tape. Please remember, this is probably something difficult to listen to. So if you don't want to hear it, now might be a good time to bow out or step away or something, or just have your fingers ready on the volume control if you don't want to hear something like this. I have not heard this yet.
Let me know if you can hear it well, please.
This next report is disturbing, so if you have young children in the room, you might ask them to leave.
Anderson Cooper
has obtained a never before revealed 911.
Can you hear it well?
From the Uvalde school shooting in May that killed 21 people, including 19 children. Now, what you're about to hear is the voice of a 10-year-old girl named Chloe Torres, trapped at Robb Elementary School with a gunman who'd already slaughtered friends and a teacher, speaking to a police dispatcher. 911 call made by Chloe from inside the school during the attack. Following that, you'll see video of law enforcement authorities at the school discussing the information that Chloe, who survived the attack, gave the dispatcher. Now, CNN obtained these calls from a source and is using excerpts with the approval of Chloe's parents. CNN has also informed families who lost people in the massacre that this story was coming. CNN Shimon Prokupes has the full story.
That's how we do have a child on the line.
This was the moment everything at the scene in Uvalde should have changed. At 12:10 p.m. on May 24th, fourth grader Chloe Torres, who survived the shooting, was inside room 112 at Robb Elementary and spoke to 911. Police just a few feet away in the hallway were just minutes later made aware the worst-case scenario was unfolding. Chloe, along with her classmates and teachers, some dead or dying, were alone, trapped with...
I want to remind you, if you want to watch this without my commentary, it's posted on my page. This is Uvalde. I don't tolerate any disrespect on my page, but especially during a topic like this. I want to remind you that for weeks and months, these officers wanted parents and the public to believe that they did not hear children screaming and crying, that there was no lives to be saved. We know we know now that's an impossibility, because you will hear this little girl say, I'm trying to tell them to be quiet and calm down, but they're not listening, which means the people in the hallway heard. Until they released the officer body camera footage of the officers in the hallway, these police and these troopers wanted everybody to believe we didn't hear any screams. The screams were heard. They were muted for the purposes of publication, but the screams were there. They knew that there was lives to be saved, and they didn't move. That's criminal negligence.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
There you go. Now what?
No. Mr. Miller.
Oh.
This is the fourth request that you no longer contact my page. You don't have the privilege of being here.
Oh,
Bam.
This is a serious issue.
Bam, you're being naughty today.
This has nothing to do with the kind of content that you make with your hateful friend. If you all really cared about humanity, you wouldn't be promoting hate against a woman that does everything better than you do, including raising awareness to the issues that matter. Stop making contact here. I am going to wind up making a police report in Brownsville.
Okay.
Stop.
Got to do what you got to do.
Miss Tijerina, you did not say please. What's the magic word, lady?
Because just by watching, you're not contacting.
Oh, just by watching, I'm contacting.
No, you're not contacting. She said. She said you can watch.
A phone call that should have made the difference. Instead, it would be another 40 minutes until police finally enter the room and kill the gunman. CNN has obtained the call, never made public until now. A warning.
Yeah, that's true. This is content she's not supposed to be replaying. You're supposed to get permission to use some of this stuff, especially if it's used in a report like this. You know, but in this case, CNN. So.
I'm going to have to read that to you because I don't think that y'all heard her. Right?
Uh-huh.
The child says hello. The dispatcher says, I'm calling with the police department. Are you okay? The child says, no, there's a school shooting.
Sucks. I can't remember my credit card number.
The dispatcher responds, okay, yes, ma'am. I have multiple units there. Are you with officers or are you barricaded somewhere? The child says, I'm in classroom. What's the classroom number? She asks somebody, and they say 112.
With officers, are you barricaded somewhere? I'm in classroom. What's the classroom number? 112. 112.
You hear her classmates giving her the right room number. The dispatcher repeats 112. The child says 112, 112. Yes, ma'am. The dispatcher then says, what's your name, ma'am? And the child says, Chloe Torres. Please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name, ma'am? Chloe Torres. Please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies. Yes, ma'am. Please help.
You can hear injured people in the room crying out in pain. The
dispatcher
to tell.
Try not to play anything that we don't need to hear.
The dispatcher tells her, you need to tell them that they need to be quiet. The child tells the dispatcher, I am. I'm telling everybody to be quiet, and now nobody is listening to me. I know how to handle these situations. She was trained by her parents.
I know how to handle these situations. My dad taught me when I was a little girl.
Do you hear that? My dad taught me when I was a little girl, send help. Some of my teachers are still alive, but they're shot.
Send help when my teachers are still alive, but they're shot.
Less than 2 minutes into the call at 12:12 p.m., the Uvalde dispatcher sends an urgent message to police on the scene.
Remember the police told you? I'm pausing this. You're going to get commentary the whole time. Remember when everybody in that hallway with a badge wanted the world to believe, and many were convinced. Remember the chief of police? Everybody stated they had no idea. You are literally hearing evidence of the 100% opposite. They lied.
Okay, see how she's using this for a different purpose. I don't know if you guys can realize that. Just play the tape. This is about the victim in this case, not about.
320. Go ahead with that child's information.
This is an officer at the scene receiving the information. The officer says 320. Go ahead with the child's information. Relay it. Right there, they knew. This is the dispatcher.
So let me stop this for a second. Does anybody not want to hear this? Should we skip this? I'm wondering, should we just skip this? I mean, if you want to hear it, it's out there. I could go either way with it, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, kind of
and
like
this
same.
And this got nothing to do with time and that kind of thing. I'm just wondering if you want to hear this.
Well, it's kind of the same situation. She doesn't have permission to use it, neither do we. And if we're replaying it, then we're.
Well, I mean, but again, it goes for we are critiquing it. However,
there's a lot of skips there. There's a lot of skips out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not about playing, a copyrighted thing. It's not about that. We are allowed to an extent to critique it, to react to it, that kind of thing, criticize it. But this is not something nice to listen to. And I'm not going to do what she's doing and play it so you guys start crying and feel horrible and get sympathy for it. That's not what I want to do here. So let me skip forward through it.
Is written in federal active shooter protocol. It is no barricaded subject. It is no barricaded subject. If there is a victim to save, there is no barricaded subject. So I don't like that the journalist even said that.
Nurse.
He should have just said, at this point, police were still claiming that they believed that it was a barricaded
all about
subject.
The law. Nurse law.
Remember, I'm going to remind you, every single officer
I don't think you know what the fuck you're talking about.
In that hallway was trained, many of them, most of them, from being cadets. They have only been trained in post-Columbine active shooter protocol, only, which means they knew that as long as there was one heart beating in there other than the shooter, it will never be a barricaded subject.
Okay.
Even if the door is locked.
I'm going to skip through more of this stuff. This is over and over about the same.
Well, and I mean, she's saying the same thing she said in like several other Uvalde things.
112.
She's a shit pot stirrer.
And it honestly, it looks like she's trying to make tears come out, and it's not happening. And again, I'm not disrespecting what happened there. You guys know this. I wouldn't do that. I'm just think she's. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm skipping forward.
I want to remind you, and that's the end of the video. If you want to watch it in its entirety, you might get a better sound from your own computer or your own phone. I want to remind you of something really quickly. Let me see. To find this article that I'm about to tell you about again, I'm probably going to read this like 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this article either.
Was the shooter this is what you can put into the search bar. Was the shooter the only criminal to Alaska?
I'm skipping through this because I don't need to hear that nonsense that all the law enforcement officers there were criminals.
And they're corrupt. They're all corrupt.
Be an opinion columnist on issues. Officers should be prosecuted.
Of course they should.
And some will.
No mean to you.
It says a lot when you refuse.
But who should it be?
To take away the
it should be whoever was supposed to be in charge who didn't take. For the most part, they were obeying their orders. They were being subordinate. So if they were told not to go forward, fires some of the people, or deal with their bosses or their superiors.
Yeah, they're not going to prosecute 19 people in the hallway, Vanessa, because they were doing what they were told to do.
Everything. Like, man, I tried everywhere and no one wants to hire me.
She would want all the police fired, everybody there, for her own agenda, for her own peace of mind.
I bet you she was all about the defund the police movement.
Didn't actually ruin your law enforcement.
Oh yeah.
They hired her.
I bet you she was all over that shit.
And didn't do anything.
Skipping through this. I don't want to hear the article. She's reading the article. She's reading the article. It's going to be a lot shorter than I thought.
Another exception.
I just want to hear when she's pissed off at you, Bam.
Well, that's it.
That was it?
That's why it's time to talk about criminal charges against police leaders at Uvalde.
Yeah. No, I'm skipping through most of this.
By stating, I worked for the DPS. This is the problem that happens. They are able to use, I was a DPS trooper. But this time, his brother.
All right, skipping through this.
Bad, and I wish that things would change and the legacies. And unfortunately for many Texas state senators, refuse to create legislation that you listen to this and you see it applies.
This is not interesting to me. Sorry, guys.
19 of them. 19 of them.
This is turning into another Vanessa bashes the law enforcement session.
Do not need a law degree. All justice review. Because they know that the DOJ review.
Well, you do need common sense, and well, you're lacking that.
They don't have to participate. And that's why the district attorney of Uvalde needs to convene a grand jury now. And this was.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. That's
while they're out on bond, they are suspects during a trial. They are suspects and defendants during a trial. That once an experience that he has and understand she's right, which means you should be a suspect.
I think
you won't be a suspect.
I think she watches too much Law and Order.
I
think she does.
The shooter will never be a barricaded.
Because she lives in a fantasy land. That's the problem.
There was children alive, but there was no one alive.
Don't you freaking dare to claim to know what you were supposed to do when you were not there with those other people.
Oh, but she was.
You just heard right now that is below this post. This is her office to get the outcomes that you want by prosecutor recusal.
Yeah. I'm going to skip through this.
So to avoid,
maybe we'll turn this to Carol. Did you read Carol's comment?
And that's
I did not. Where's Carol's comment?
That's it. You want to know who wrote these words? Frank Figliuzzi is an MSNBC columnist and a national security contributor for NBC News and MSNBC.
He was the
assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI. Thank y'all so much.
Oy vey.
Thank y'all so much.
Oy vey.
That this is a work day for me, and I wasn't going to wait to get this out there.
It's a work day.
Y'all take care. Be well. Be safe. Thank you. Prayers to Uvalde.
Well, that's not what I thought it was going to be. Instead, it was more of what we've already heard over and over again.
She does like to repeat herself.
And I'm a huge supporter of the blue. Support the blue, and I'm not going to continue to give airtime to somebody who wants to bash the blue. She wants them all fired. Fire all of them. Get rid of them all.
Yeah.
But what is that they say? Don't judge anybody until you've walked in their shoes.
Yeah, but Vanessa, she's walked in cop shoes. Well, she's walked with cops in their shoes. At least 12 times.
Well, she's been walked by cops in their shoes.
It's kind of the same thing, though, if you think about it.
She's done the perp walk.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing if you think about it.
But yeah, it's yeah, no, thank you. Yeah. So obviously that was a horrible situation, and but unless you were freaking there, man, you have no clue what went on. You have no clue. And you know what? She wouldn't go above and beyond for her own kids.
Uh-huh.
And you want me to believe that if she was there, she would have jumped in the window, or she would have done something to risk getting herself shot? Really?
Yep. Of course she would.
Bam, are you snorting over there? What are you doing?
I'm hitting my inhaler. I don't want people to see me hitting my inhaler.
So
it's an inhaler, people. It's legal. Nothing.
It's an inhaler. It's legal narcotics. It's not even a narcotic. It's just a. Is that albuterol?
Yes.
It's a controlled substance, technically, but you know.
It is a controlled substance. You need a prescription for it.
But yeah, she wants to play holier than thou. If she was there, she would have jumped in and done whatever to protect those kids. Like, why did you protect your own freaking kids? Why didn't you protect your own freaking children? Why didn't you protect your own beautiful girls that were in the back seat?
Because she did that. Yeah, I mean, she does that with such a great job of that. You know, she's probably the person that can protect other people's kids better than her own.
Yeah. So
Christine, let me tell you, I hate this inhaler. I hate this tiny little thing. It barely fits in my hand because it's so small. My other one is a gray one, much better. I mean, it's bigger. It's much better. And I feel like I'm actually getting medicine out of that one. This one, I feel like I'm not getting shit.
So, anyway, there you have it.
And there you'll have that.
And there is another one. I haven't got to that one yet. I think I'm going to review it before.
Yeah, it's another Uvalde one.
Is it pretty much the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I watched 5 minutes of it. I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus. It's a continuing of what we just watched.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think that's all I got for tonight. It's been somewhat uneventful. Oh, update on the appointment with the cancer doctor yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Huge disappointment. Just examined her, and then he's like, well, we don't have the results yet from the University of Michigan. So, we can't do anything. I don't know what kind of surgery to suggest or recommend or what we're going to do. So come back in 2 weeks. And that was it.
A waste of time.
Took her copay for that.
Energy, money.
And then Monday's supposed to be another one with a different doctor. But if they got no results, so we had a discussion, like, if you got no results, then why bother going? Why not just wait?
You know, it blows me away that these people are supposed to be so educated. And they very well could be extremely book smart. But, and a doctor friend of mine who was a plastic surgeon, he committed suicide, but extremely book smart. Very sharp as a fucking tack. Came to any kind of common sense, nothing. There was nothing there. Now, if you know you have a patient coming in and you have absolutely no information for them, and it's going to be a waste of your day, their time, their gas, their energy, their money, call them up and go, why don't we just cancel this and we'll go for 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. Cancer patient, we don't have any results, so why not come in today, and we'll call you as soon as we get results, and then we'll make an appointment. Okay?
I mean,
perfect. Thank you.
That's common sense. I mean,
instead, it's no. Come here, pay the $25 so we can tell you we don't have anything yet. Come back in 2 weeks, and then you pay another $25.
Oh, Vanessa's on live with Ruby. I wonder if they're going to talk about me.
Something tells me they're not gonna talk about you. I don't know. Maybe she would.
I don't know. Ruby would probably tell Vanessa that I dressed up as her. Because I think Ruby was here. Or at least knew about it.
Well, that'd be curious. I will take a look at that later. I'm not going to stream that live. I've got other important, pressing issues to take care of as soon as I hit the offline button. So everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see what tomorrow brings. If you want to go check out Ruby, go check him out on, I think it's YouTube. I think he's on YouTube.
Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that, but I felt like I looked like Cher on crack last night.
It was funny though. It was good. It was good. It was good. Bam, you were a good sport about that. I don't care what anybody says.
I really wanted to, do right by Vanessa and not make her look like trailer park trash. And I felt like I made her look like trailer park trash, and that's not the goal I was going for.
But that was good. Good. Somebody said you look like Angelica Houston, and that was, man, dead on, balls accurate. That was very good. I catch that. That was good.
That's not who I was going for, though.
I know. Unintended, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm done. Bam, get to bed, you loon.
Hasta luego, my friends.
All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It's still early, 9:14. Got a bunch of stuff to do. We will see you guys. Mañana's Friday. We'll come up with something. Promise.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.